What's going on, grappling fans? Just wanted to make a quick video about what I've seen at SEMA this year, at least on social media. I didn't get a chance to go out there and see it in person this year, but I'm hoping to next year. And very passionate about the truck and diesel industry and what's going on out there. Just wanted to kind of talk about what I've seen as far as the poor quality builds and stuff that's been rushed out there. So obviously, I don't have a SEMA truck. I got stock wheels and 40s, and it's got dirt all over it. I'm not, bogging this thing, but I drive it to work every day. It's a bolt-on BDS kit, but I have a lot of fun with it, and I have my opinion. So whether or not y'all agree or not, just let me know in the comments. But I feel that there's been a lot of stuff at SEMA this year that's just not to the level you would expect from SEMA, and I want to talk about why and what I think is the issue, and also kind of, is this something that's new, or is it going to keep going on, or have we always kind of just overlooked these little SEMA fails here and there in the past? So let's see here. So mainly what I'm talking about here is the giant mall crawler trucks that I've always liked. I've definitely had an eye for bigger wheels and huge tires, just pushing the limits and seeing what you can do with something, whether it's daily drivable or just for show. But I still get kind of butthurt when I see something that looks pretty cool but literally can't even move under its own power because poor engineering or craftsmanship or something like that. So I just want to talk about what I've seen. If you've seen my Instagram post recently, I've kind of made a few memes here and there about drive shaft fails from this year. I find that pretty funny. In the past, you'll see a straight axle swapped, GM truck or anything really that's on more than 15 inches of lift not having a front drive shaft just because the angle just doesn't work, or they just don't have the ability to engineer something to work in around what suspension setup they've done. So I have kind of seen a lot of Bluetooth drive shafts, as they'll call it, just where it doesn't have one in the front, and people make fun of that. So this year it seems like everybody that wouldn't have had a front drive shaft decided to just put one in there anyway, even if it wasn't functional or even connected. So on my Instagram, Grappleaholics, I've posted some stuff, and also Truck Rice still seems to be kind of alive, and they're talking about it on their Player Haters Ball Instagram. But there's just so much being brought to light that's just bad welds, like drive shafts just being rested up against the transfer case, not actually being bolted in, or just things that obviously would not work to anybody that knows what they're talking about. Seeing the wheel spacers with dually wheels like resting on the studs and not even getting any threads on the bolts holding the wheel on, like things that you literally could not drive down the road safely, and they're sitting in a parking lot at SEMA, and anybody that knows what they're talking about is able to see it and make fun of it, and nowadays it gets all over the internet. So I kind of wanted to say, I think it's kind of been something that has gone on, and where in the past people just wouldn't really get much credibility with people that were there that knew what they were talking about, whereas now it's easier to promote it and make fun of it online. We're seeing it all the time, but I just don't get why so many people want to rush something to SEMA. I think you really need to take your time and test it, and as well as plan out the price and how much time you need to do it the right way. I see so much happening in like the last 2 weeks for the SEMA crunch. Everybody getting ready in a hurry to do the last minute things, and they're skipping stuff and bringing products and trucks to showcase that just don't function. You can't put it in full drive, and if you did, the front end would come apart because the drive shaft is held on by a rubber boot or a zip tie or something ridiculous like that. Then there's also the trucks that have adjustable lifts, whether it's airbags or like the hydraulic, like any level lift, but from what I've seen, the any level lift can go up and down with working drive shafts in full drive, in the mud, whatever. It's only goes up to like 13 inches, not 20 inches. So there is, you know, some credibility there. Y'all may disagree. You may think that, okay, it's okay to not have full drive and 20 inches of lift. I feel like you should have working full drive if you're going to have a big truck on 44s or 40s or you know, 42s, whatever, anything bigger, no matter how big the wheels are and what show it is. I think if you're going to put that much money and time into something, you should take the time to properly engineer the full drive system to work as it was designed originally. So you'll see another like hydraulic lift that has like the sword shocks. It's like a coilover, and then it just goes straight up and down. It doesn't have the pivot point like any level to get such a drastic height difference. But I saw one of those sitting all the way up, I think at like about 20 inches. The front drive shaft is hitting the like skid plate cross member, whatever you want to call it, for the transfer case. So literally that thing will not drive in full drive at that height. The drive shaft would probably fail right there just because of having pressure on it. It may buckle under power, but also it's powder coated, so the paint would just come right off of it immediately. And so I had kind of poked fun at that on Instagram, and then someone commented, well, obviously you could lower it down and then drive it. And I just wanted to, you know, kind of talk about why are there things at SEMA that only work in certain circumstances. Like if you have, you know, the temperature's just right and you're holding your mouth right and you have it in the right gear, it'll roll. Like I think these trucks need to work as advertised and as designed, with how much lift they have and what size tires they've got. Some of them may not even be able to turn with the tires they've got on it, or they have gears, stock gears on 44s, and they're not able to turn the tires, or at least if they do, they're running the risk of wearing the transmission out within, you know, a few miles. So it's just a lot of craziness I've been seeing going on, and I know it's hard to take it from me as someone that just has a daily driver F-250 that's pretty mild. I mean, it's at 10 inches of lift. It's not a SEMA truck. That's why I haven't taken it to SEMA. If I had the money, I still wouldn't take it to SEMA. It's just not a SEMA truck. Now, I do want to build a SEMA truck, and I maybe eat my own words at some point if I end up in one of these situations where I'm out of time and money and rushing in. But I feel that I'm going to be honest about that. I don't see the point in hiding a drive shaft that doesn't work, or a weld that's terrible, or bad quality tires. I think too many people are getting found out about something kind of mischievous they've done, and then making some excuse about it. I honestly feel that if you're having an issue, you need to go ahead and expose it, or just not go to SEMA, not go to the show. If you're going to have something that just doesn't work, if you didn't finish it, it shouldn't be there, and I don't think you should drag it out and you know, just make excuses the whole time. So let me know what you guys think. Do you really care if these SEMA trucks are full drive, or is it just fun to make fun of them? And would you like to see something that is quality built and something that's going to be cool for much longer than just the 5 days that the show exists, and then, you know, it gets put up for sale and just no one has interest in it anymore? It's not a concern. People are just trying to get their money back out of it. Because I'm really passionate about what I want to start building, and I'm hoping to announce that soon. But what part of that is I want to sell this truck first, just to have a little bit extra in the bank to cushion the budget that I have for the truck. So we'll see. Y'all stay tuned for what I've got planned. I think it's something that y'all might like. Coming from a guy that started with a two-wheel drive F-150 on 35s, that most people, including myself, would probably make fun of now, but you have to really kind of remember where you came from. And it's about the build, I think, and, you know, not that a two-wheel drive F-150 could be a build, but what I've done with this truck, and just making sure I got quality stuff that companies stand behind, like the warranty with this BDS kit, the quality of these Nittos I'm running on here. I don't have to worry about watching this, I'm probably gonna make a video about this, but I don't even balance my Nittos. I've got 24s and 40s. I got 20s and 40s. My wife's car's got 16s and like 32-inch tires. I haven't balanced any of them, and we drive back and forth to North Carolina all the time in both of these rigs, and I have no issues, no vibrations of the steering wheel. I'm going around a corner right now, but the thing goes straight down the road. Quality stuff should be recognized, and we also need to bring up like that some of this stuff out there is just sketchy and unacceptable. So that's my little rant. Let me know what you guys think. Should I just keep my mouth shut because I don't have any room to talk? Maybe, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff out there that should be of a higher quality if they're going to be pushing it out to SEMA, and people going to see it that don't know what they're looking at, thinking that it's nice. So thank you guys. Feel free to comment, subscribe, and if you haven't already checked out my Grapaholic Instagram, please do so. Thank y'all so much.